So I released an album called Reboot. In fact, it was called an audio film, which was a different concept to points which we can go back and incorporate, because we did not understand a lot of things. A lot of things was only by trial and error but most people get maybe shy, or they feel it's too overwhelming for them to embark on such a long journey.
Absolutely.
From earning a good package, I was only learning then.
Hello and welcome back to the world of GIBS IRE Talks. This podcast is powered by this GIBS Business School, a place where innovation meets inspiration. I am Dr. AVR Mahadev, your host for today. Today we have with us someone who has transformed his life from being a techie professional to follow something of his passion, and has made many things more possible. Mr. Sunil Koshy is, so like I said, a techie turned singer, a music director and a vocal coach, and the founder of From Mug to Mics, a platform that has trained over 15,000 singers since 2013. He was formerly working with Intel as an engineer, and he pursued music full time, and then finally took a deviation from his techie background to dedicate himself fully for music. He has been trained on different classical versions of music, and he realized something of what converting a passion to a complete profession. That's where the name Mugs and Mics comes from. People who generally have a passion to sing with the best of their efforts in whichever kind of occasions, now they have been trained by Mr. Sunil Koshy to become professional singers. It takes a lot of an effort, a determination to make yourself an entrepreneur from what you like in your passion to something which you have been able to influence this big crowd of the people who are having this kind of a passion to convert into. A lot of things that he has been doing is about, he has been hosting a lot of programs with legends like Google or Infosys, or even something like an IIM Bangalore. This is what has made him, he's been able to do that in a Gurukul and work with legends like Hariharan and K.S. Chitra. We are very happy to have Mr. Sunil Koshy today with our program today. Welcome, Mr. Sunil. It's been wonderful to know you after I have been introduced to you. And you have a lot of surprising things for what I actually had to do.
Okay.
The reason I would say surprising is quite a few unconventional things that happened to you. Mm-hmm. And what you are today compared to what you have been is a lot inspirational. That's when I felt that I should be having a lot to learn from.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Okay. The first thing, as you said, techie is a word which we are all very familiar with.
Commonly,
and
yes.
It happens either by you having a determination to become or by force. What was your choice? I mean, how did you end up being a techie first?
All right. So there is a little precursor also to that, probably. So my brothers are doctors, okay. And then I thought I would become a doctor. So, and then like you said, most of the things are just by, I think that time, how the way students think is, what has most scope or what is currently in demand. I think that is how most people think. So, I couldn't crack the medical entrance exam. So then computer science was the hot cake. And those days, I had not even seen a computer. So, but then I said, okay, chalo, let me do computer science. But music was always there, in the in the background. I was like waiting for the right time to bring it in front. But then I got into computer science, and that's how I got it. So
when did you say? When did you feel that enough of computers? Technology, so to say, and had that instinct to follow your passion of music? What was the changing things that made?
Yeah, so that also, like I said, music was always there in the background. I knew that I want to do something in music. I want to become a singer. I want to be able to make songs, perform, do different things in music. But it was all very unclear. Okay, I was not sure how, when, because you don't have anybody in the family who is a musician or somebody who could guide you. So generally, if it's a second generation, the parents can guide you and put you in particular. Even learning music did not really happen much, very little, because I was born and raised in Abu Dhabi. So there was not much opportunity those days. Uh, and the switch did not happen one time. So I'll come back to my graduating from engineering so that you understand the flow. So when I got into started working, I had two dreams. Okay, and I would have this habit of writing down, you know, things that okay, I want to get this. So I said I dream of working in a top MNC company. Yeah. So the first break was a good company, but a little uh, not not a very big company, but a good company where I got to work on compiler design. Company called Synergy Infotech, and then I had written a list of companies, and then the other one was to make it, to achieve something in music.
Okay.
Two goals.
So this was the front seat was for the technology. The back end still happened always to be music.
Yeah, but both I wanted both to happen, and then in the list of companies, Intel was there on the top those days, and then it so happened that Intel interviewed through a long process, and I got into Intel, and so that dream was
That was a tick mark.
done. And then I had started learning music. By then I was going to a guru, learning, but then a regular techie job is very demanding, so you have to work till late, and then you come back, you're
So what was that made you, so to say, quit this and come over?
Yeah, so I realized that I'm only going and learning, but not like you said. So you understand music. You're from a background with understanding and listening to music. So a musician needs to practice. So only learning doesn't help. I realized I'm not doing justice to what I'm learning. I said, let me take a break and go to a Gurukulam.
Yeah.
So I've read of those great, stories of legends who went to a Gurukulam and lived there and learned. So I was very fascinated by those stories, and it was chance that I met a guru who was in Chennai, and then I decided to move on from Intel, and it was like a very surprising thing, because I was only in my second job and few years of experience, and probably looked like a very foolish thing to do, because I was drawing a very good package then, and Intel was relatively new in.
The escape factor was music.
Yeah, so even the senior HR had asked, what are you going to do? Where are you going? So I said, I'm going to learn music. So is this a conscious decision? So I said, no, I want to learn music. That's it. I mean, that was all I thought of. I did not think of what next. And only thing was, I thought I don't want to regret after 10 years saying, wish I had done this. I think it's very easy to say, wish I had done this. If I had done, maybe I would have made it big. So I said, let me try it. Whether I make it or not, it's okay. I'll be happy that I've tried. That was the clear, thing in mind. And then I went to the Gurukulam. But that was not fully leaving IT. I was in the Gurukulam for 2 years, and then I ran out of my savings. And then obvious thing was
So
to come
it
back.
was more of a, if I can use this, so to say, a business jargon, was it more of a systemized focus on your existing skill that made you
Yes.
perceive and then
Yes, so I was not looking for any opportunities that time. I was not looking for any chance or earning through music. I was not earning anything. From earning a good package, I was only learning then. But and musicians in Chennai, the practicing musicians would ask, why are you doing this? Musicians themselves, many of them are struggling. It's not easy. Even if you're a very good musician, it's not easy to make a mark or make start earning well. So that would keep coming to my mind, but I focused on my learning, and I think that helped me to give a good a jump start in terms of my skills and practicing. And then I came back. I got into HP. I worked at HP, and so, like I said, I came back again. Did my stint in IT with my profile showing this, couple of years break. Again, that was very unconventional, like you said. Even 1 month break, people don't want to miss. They want to immediately have a job in hand and switch. So this was more unplanned or maybe reckless, careless way of doing things. But then I worked. But now I started parallelly working with industry musicians, looking for opportunities, assisting music directors, and then working on my solo album, which was on the professional lines. I released an album called Reboot in Kannada, which was again relating to, I feel music should tell a story.
Exactly.
Because music for entertainment is fine, but if you look at the West, you will see a lot of albums which reflect the story of the artist.
Correct, right.
Because I believe art should be a reflection of the artist.
It's more of a narration through a music.
Yes. So I released an album called Reboot. In fact, it was called an audio film, which was a different concept. It was 40 minutes of storytelling with 6 songs and narration in between. In Kannada, it was 6 songs which told the life of any normal techie. Last day of college, then getting a job, flying to US.
That was very interesting, of what actually, how people correlate with what's happening then with you and then what's happening now.
Yes, so flying to the US is one song, then finding a girlfriend. So regular things that happen. Then work pressure, there's a song. So we created a fusion of Hindustani music and trance to show, how do people handle work pressure, a prayer, and then so 6 songs like that, and that won me Kannada International Music Award for Best Singer, which kind of makes you feel okay, you have achieved something. It's a milestone.
Yeah, it's definitely
a milestone for as an original singer,
and an encouraging one too.
Yes, because there were industry, big people also a part of the jury and the other nominees. So that was a good thing. But then I finally moved full time when after I got married. So I met my would-be wife Archana Halikeri at Unisys, where we were colleagues. I was the team lead and she was intern for the bigger team. And then she's not a musician, but she loves music. And then we got married, though much later, after I was in my last job after that in HCL. And we got married, and on the 50th day we started From Mug to Mic.
That name Mug to Mic is very inspiring, in fact, I would say.
In fact, a lot of
something of a natural instinct that comes out of people is obviously a bathroom singing, what we call.
Right.
Hone that skills, identify what they are, and then make them fully professional. Some is what I understood from the summary of this two words.
Right.
Mug to Mic.
From Mug to Mic, yes. So how even the name came up, a lot of media people are curious. They say it's a very intelligently formed name. So it happened over tea when we were just talking. We said, because I told her I had this plan to do a workshop. So again, this is from the few years I spent in my Gurukul, and I realized in corporate, a lot of people like to sing, right? Everybody has that deep,
that's a natural instinct, if you can call that. Yeah.
So see, if I tell anybody, you like your voice, everybody deep inside loves their voice because that is their identity, It's like you love your name, you love your voice, So everybody loves their voice, and everybody thinks, I can also sing. When we play Kishore Kumar song or Lata Ji song, everybody sings along, and deep inside we think, hey, I sound little like similar, to the singer, deep inside.
Yeah.
So we thought a lot of people cannot do what I did, leaving a job and learning. And traditional learning is, of course, there, Carnatic and Hindustani, which are the greatest classical systems of India. But most people get maybe shy, or they feel it's too overwhelming for them to embark on such a long journey.
Absolutely.
That is when we thought, can we create concise workshop where people learn something, not just sing. Learn, say, even 5 things. We learn 5 things and then able to put it to practice.
Get the fundamentals right for...
Right. Yeah, just, is it enough? It is not at all enough. But it is to set that, give that spark.
Right.
So it's like inspiring them. They should feel wow, I feel any learning should start with that wow. Not that you're given now, 10 things, so many books, and you're not
Yeah, that's right.
uninspired. I think learning doesn't happen. So that was the whole idea. And the other highlight was we said we'll take participants to the studio, a professional recording studio.
So how do you deliver this to the people? Let's say I want to become a good singer, or I realize that I'm a good singer.
Right.
So how would you reach out to me, and how would you make things? I'm not talking about the communication part, but what's the platform that you have built up for your background to be able to reach out to 15,000 is not a small number,
Right.
to be able to inspire people and then.
So, me and my wife, we are both not from any business background. My father wanted me to do an MBA, but somehow I just did my engineering and then uh, became this accidental entrepreneur through my passion. We did not know anything, right from pricing or packaging or marketing, selling. We didn't understand. I mean, I read all these things later. I tried to read and find out some management things later. So how we started was by just announcing it on social media. And so interestingly, because of the previous album and some of the attention it got, a lot of media people were also following our work. And when we said from Mug to Mic, they said it's a very interesting idea. And then a lot of big newspapers featured,
Wow.
so including Times of India, Bangalore Mirror, Hindu, all the leading papers, radios, TV channels. So that is not easy for a beginner to get. And then it said bathroom singers this way, or chuck the mug, grab the mic, which is very catchy.
Okay.
And see, bathroom singers is the majority. It's a huge, it's a huge market.
That's almost the entire population.
Correct. The people who are trained or who sing well are very few.
Right.
Okay, and like I say, originally we all sang. See, in the nursery school we all sang rhymes or happy birthday. Janaganamana, our national anthem, we all sing so proudly, right? We don't say I cannot sing.
Right.
So singing is there naturally. It is just an extension.
So I mean, if I can probably ask you a marketing question,
Sure.
what would be your offering for someone? I mean, in the sense, I know that I do sing,
Right.
but to be professional from the mug which I'm carrying right now to take up the mic, what would be your offering for the people? For someone who's what would you promise them, and what is the kind of thing that?
Right. So when we started with a 5-hour workshop, which again was taking the participant to the recording studio, a professional recording studio,
Oh, okay.
and so I would give them highlights of what a singer has to be. What are the qualities of a singer? I think that itself a lot of people don't really understand, because many people think you are born a singer, you cannot become a singer, which is
that's
not right. People think it is, of course, it is associated to the divine. We say it is Goddess Saraswati has to bless you. Of course, that is there. We need blessings, but a lot of it can also be learned.
And an effort put that side.
Yes. So with the right guru, right mentor, the right kind of practice, a lot of people can actually, many people, I believe everybody can sing. So that was the philosophy. And then in this workshop, we also allowed them to record in the studio. Each person, whether you are beginner or you are experienced, you are allowed to record a song in the studio, and then I would send individual feedback to them.
That's
separately.
definitely a lot of mentoring that you need.
Yes. So generally, even people who are learning, music students, don't get an elaborate feedback.
Right.
They're just learning. So I think that is what participants liked.
Right.
First thing is the joy of entering a studio, and they would put it on their social media. You feel proud. Friends are asking, hey, what are you doing? It looks interesting. So that, and it spread through word of mouth, through a lot of popular media. So that is how it started. And then eventually, we had only this first workshop. Eventually, we developed subsequent levels. So level 2 for somebody. Of course, a lot of people drop out after level 1 because it is just that enthusiasm and
persistence.
Yeah, then they don't have that time or interest. But then people who come ahead, we give them a little more intensive training. And then the third level would be a 2-month kind of weekend. Again, these are keeping in mind people who are working. so who have only a few hours in the weekend to spare. So we would train them to put them on stage,
Wow.
on a stage. So not bad in 4 or 5 months from being a total beginner. You are, so I'm not saying they're like really good, but from where they started, they've definitely improved a lot.
That's really open.
And it also helps in getting over stage fright,
Correct.
which is a
That's
personality.
your part. I mean, just coming back to the business model, like you said,
Correct.
your wife had an idea of music but was not a trained musician.
Yes, she's not a trained musician, but her expertise is in understanding what can be packaged.
Exactly. That's what I was just wanting
So-
to hear. So how did your, if I can call the hand in hand of how you made this business grow up? So what were the inputs that probably she had from her part, and you from like seeing you
Being
could
the
understand
musician.
how an individual needs to be developed?
Correct.
So how did this synchronization happen? Was there any, if I can call, some learnings that you developed, or what the kinds of things that you needed to be done, the inputs that you got from your wife that had given up you to have the kind of a pride which you are in? So that
Right.
those things would be of a wide.
So very interesting thing I tell people is when husband and wife are business partners, the chemistry is very, very interesting.
Yes.
So
Right.
sometimes in the morning I wake up, tell Archana, I have this idea. She said, what is this? There is no good morning. Where is the wife here? You're only talking about this. Or sometimes she complains that, I get drawn into the music part that, she understands more of the business. She says, we should be doing this. So she complains that, you're not giving time. So that way, I think she helps to strike that balance, saying that, what all we should be focusing on. So me being more the artist, I don't think practically. In many ways, I just get drawn into the art, or I want to create good music, or so sometimes I don't think of budget, or is this revenue generating, or we just spend money.
Right.
So she started bringing that. I don't know how she had that acumen, which many things I realized much later. And then when I tell her, she says, this I had told you many years ago.
Yeah.
So, which, when it's like I said, husband and wife, it's difficult to accept immediately. But so she brings in that check. And even when we do projects, so apart from these workshops, we also got into music production.
Right.
Can I talk about it now?
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, helping people to release music videos, and we also created original songs for social causes. So we did.
That would be
Yes, we did
more
songs.
inspirational for the people.
Yes, because I believe music is a form of communication.
Correct.
Beyond entertainment, I think music is the most powerful means of sending out a message. And we did song for mental health, World Mental Health Day with NIMHANS, in collaboration with NIMHANS. We did song for acid attack survivors, songs for Women's Day, song for World Music and Yoga Day, for Disability Day. So these kind of songs we started conceptualizing, which many of them I composed, and we got our singers to be, some of our students to be part of the video. So they're all common man, like
Yeah.
we call the common man. Yeah, not not the trained.
Not the exceptional kind of.
Yeah, the common man. One is a doctor, one is an engineer, one is a homemaker, one is a CEO of a company, one is a doctor. So we've realized everybody loves to sing. We have retired people, so it represents cross section of society. It's like that cross section of society telling you the message. It is produced very professionally, but the singers are the common man. So these kind of projects, we started doing a lot of projects like these also.
So you have individual attention. You have a something that you have been able to produce.
Yes.
One of the things that surprised me was some big brands that you have partnered with, if I can call that.
Yes.
Something like a Google or an IMB or like the IMA you were talking about.
Yes.
What was the ability that people recognize to partner and come forward and partner with you? I mean, what I mean to say is, these are some things which anyone would dream of.
Of course.
Right? If I were to have a Google associated with my name, and you know what the brand stands for.
Absolutely.
So, what was the speciality in you that?
I still don't know. So I think so. Two things. One is like you said rightly. When I say walk into a place like IIM Bangalore or Google or say NIMHANS, associating with the top doctors of NIMHANS. In fact, even the world, head of WHO, mental health, he also promoted our video. So having such big people endorse our work and working with big brands, I always tell this. I am not worthy. Normally with my educational background, but I think any person is, or it's a combination of qualities maybe that you have. So I think me and my wife coming from a tech background, so in companies and also colleges. So we have also done our degree, and my wife has done her MTech. I've done my BE Computer Science. So I think this combination of backgrounds is one thing which is unique, I think, which appeals to, say, if you go to a corporate, I also understand how corporate has worked.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm not a musician just like that, only a musician. So we have been through that educational background. We also understand what goes into doing the degree, understanding what a college student needs, or understanding their mindset, and also being a corporate. I think that
unique, the exposure to the environment that you had.
Yes, so I think that unique combination is, I think, what connects. And also through Mug to Mic, from Mug to Mic, we, I think it connects directly to the common man.
Absolutely.
For example, I am Bangalore. If I can mention a couple of events, yeah.
Yeah.
So at the Golden Jubilee, I did a program called Sing with Sunil Koshy.
Oh, okay.
So it was a new concept, Sing with Sunil Koshy, because independently people may not have the guts to come and sing.
Yeah.
So I will sing and say somebody wants to sing. It's kind of a hand holding, I sing along where maybe they falter, I can support. So that kind of a concept worked, and then I've done a lot of their alumni.
So you have a lot in store for how you would be able to move.
Also as orientation programs for various colleges.
That's right.
So some of
so we do look forward. I mean, one wonderful thing which I would obviously say is that what you have inside, if you have put that exceptional talent or whatever things you think you are good for, to become a good entrepreneur like you, it more of your groundwork that you do and the effort that you put for your goal that actually has makes up for any of the person who want to be good.
Yes, I think being good. So I still learn. So I focus on learning, understanding skills. So even business books and all, I try to read. So because we feel, we don't have that background. So whenever I go to business college, I sit with somebody learned like you. I try to pick up one or two points which we can go back and incorporate, because we did not understand a lot of things. A lot of things was only by trial and error, or we don't call it failure, but we take full accountability of, say, suppose we did a workshop and people didn't sign up.
Absolutely, that's what it is.
Sometimes
there's a lot of learning lies.
Yeah, we go to another city and we don't have. So we don't blame each other. We think, okay, what went wrong? Maybe we announced it too late, or the message was not clear. So we analyze it, because it's very easy to just blame or say, oh, our luck is not good. I think so. We didn't also give up, and a lot of I don't like to call them obstacles, but surprises.
Right. Yeah.
Because when you're an entrepreneur, it's all surprise every day. What worked yesterday will not work today. Everything is changing.
So where next can I see Mugs to Mics?
So we are looking at a lot of corporate collaborations, a lot of incorporating music as a hobby or music as a form of engagement into corporate and college, because I think everybody is talking of stress.
So it's more being a part of a culture of an organization, you can call that.
Yes. So why stress? I think it's because everybody needs to have something creative, a creative pastime, a creative hobby. I think watching movies and going out and all is good, but to have something creative, something like music or anything creative, where you are creating yourself. I mean, you're creating something new yourself. The joy you get out of it is something which beats boredom and stress, is what I feel. So,
very nice talking to you, Mr. Sunil. Thanks a lot for the learning which you have given us.
Thank you.
With your experiences and how your pursuit has helped you reach up to this level where a lot of things that You have set examples for what entrepreneurs can be.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here on GIBS IRE Talks.
Thanks a lot for
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's how your passion can very much end to build up and support others with and become a successful entrepreneur. As we wrap this episode of the GIBS IRE Talks podcast, please remember to stay innovative and embrace your entrepreneurial ideas. Subscribe and share of our channel at GIBS Business School, Bangalore, and most importantly, your liking helps us a lot in taking things forward. Follow at GIBS IRE Talks and GIBS Business School. I'm Dr. AVR Mahadev, your host, signing off, and this is IRE Talks powered by GIBS Business School, where innovation meets inspiration. Thanks a lot for you.